Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel today. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over why I still use Windows 7 in the year 2023. So if I head on over to my specs, we can see that I am running a PC that is way more than capable of running 10 and 11. So I have a Ryzen 7 3700X with 32 gigs of RAM, and I have a RX 5700 XT. So you might be asking, why don't you run 10 or 11? Your PC would probably perform just as good, if not better. I have my reasons, trust me. So I'm gonna be going over reason number one. This OS is just timeless. You can't get anything like it. I'm gonna show you guys all my themes I have. I have a classic theme, a dark classic theme, a Windows Vista theme. I have so many themes for my PC that you just can't get on 10 or 11. Now, don't get me wrong. The early versions of 10, you can theme, tweak, do all that stuff. The reason is anything above, I believe, I don't know the exact build, but the early builds of 10 from 2015 to 2018 are just 8.1 practically. They almost use the exact same codecs as 8.1, so you can tweak it and theme it as you like. But you can't really tweak or theme the versions above and beyond that. Number two, because this OS just runs so much better than 10 or 11 in my personal experience. So how many times have you installed 10 or 11 and then it runs super good at first, and then fast forward 3-4 months down the road and it starts running bad even though you have a perfectly fine PC? That is because 10 and 11 just builds up so much bloat over time that no matter how good your PC is, it will just run like complete and utter horse crap. So the reason is because all that bloatware that 10 and 11 has by default is just taking up all your PC power. Even if you debloat 10 and 11, you still will face this issue. The reason for that, I'm not too sure, but if I had to take a very based, educated guess, I would say that it's probably because the caching of Windows 10 is just complete and utter dog shit. I mean, I just don't know how to put it in words on the issues I faced on 10 and 11. There was this one time when I had a very big project due, and I had to turn it in that day. It was for my biology class, and I go to turn on my, at the time running Windows 10 Pro. I turn my PC on, and I get a blue screen of death. And yeah, you get the gist. I failed biology. I had to go to fucking summer school because my PC would not turn on. So yeah, that's one of the bad things I have faced on Windows 10. It just does not run well from my experience. Now, number three, you guys might be saying, oh, well, aren't you worried about software support? And the answer is no, I'm not really. No, because for first things first, you can run the latest version of Chrome on 7. The web browser is called Supermium. I just made a video on it like one day ago. This is the reason, or not necessarily the reason why, but this is how you can get modern web browsing on Windows 7. And not to mention Firefox. Firefox is completely open, which means you can view the code of Firefox. So it's the same thing with Chrome. So once Firefox ends support, Firefox 1.15 will be the last version. I guarantee you, within 1 to 2 months, there will be a Firefox 18 version, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be the Firefox that will be out by then, because I'm pretty sure 117 is already in testing. I'm pretty sure that's coming out soon. It actually might be Firefox 117 that comes out, but I'm pretty sure it's either going to be 117 or 118. Whichever version comes out, I guarantee you someone will make a fork of Firefox for Windows 7 that allows it to run. So when it comes to modern web browsing, you're not really at loss here. So I mean, if you wanted to use this OS to just do your everyday web browsing, this OS is more than capable, and it's definitely capable security-wise. If you get all the ESU updates on this OS, which I would love to give you guys a ISO for that, but if I get one more strike, just one more strike, all my channel's gone. That's why I'm trying to switch over to Rumble, but I need to make a few more videos before I do so. So when it comes to web browsing, you're completely fine, dude. I mean, it's so over-exaggerated that, oh, you can't use modern web browsing. Yes, you can. Firefox and Supermium. But here's the thing. People want to say that, oh, you can't use Chrome 109, things like that. If I downloaded Firefox, I was curious. I downloaded Firefox 34, and I was still able to watch YouTube, Reddit. Well, I wasn't able to watch Reddit. I was able to go on Reddit and, look at posts. I was able to watch videos on Reddit, but you guys get the point. It worked perfectly fine. I was able to go on 123movies.com, which is my choice of piracy. God, that's probably going to get my video taken down right there, just me saying that. But I mean, you guys get the point. Everything worked perfectly fine on Firefox 34. Now, would I recommend using a version of Firefox that came out in 2013? Actually, when did Firefox 34 come out? That's a good question. When did Firefox 34 come out? Okay, so it came out in 2014. So, would I recommend using a web browser that came out in 2014 as your daily web browser? Hell no! But can you use it? Yes, you can. If this version, if Win 32 were to stop making if he were to stop making newer versions of his web browser, Chrome 1.17 would still be able to work for a long ass time without it having issues. So, and I just forgot what I was going to say. Damn, I hate having ADHD, dude. I was going to say one thing and I just forgot it entirely. So, just to finish this off, web browsing with older operating systems is completely doable. You just have to know where to look. So here's another thing too. People always want to say, oh, aren't you worried about your security? Do you really think I'm worried about my security if I'm using an older web browser, or not older web browser, an older operating system? Number one, I want to break down some myths. People think as soon as you turn on your PC, you're going to get malware, things like that. We don't live in the Windows 98 days. I was in a argument with this guy one time, and I don't know what exact OS it was or who made the video, but he gave me a link. These guys downloaded, I believe, Windows 98 or 95, and put it on the internet for like an hour, and it got all this viruses, malware, things like that. And that was that person's argument for why you should not use Windows 7. That's like, I don't even know how to compare that to anything. Like that's like autism trying to compete with Andrew Tate. I mean, that is like I don't even know how to put that into words. Like, that is such a stupid comparison that I'm just baffled. I'm brain dead. I'm just bamboozled by that. So, how do I debunk that? Well, for example, we're not in the year 1998 anymore, so you're not just going to get hacked by turning your PC on. Number two, God, why is OBS running freaking 10 frames? God, 10 frames per second. This is going to be bad for you guys watching this. But Jesus, I forgot what I was going to say. So there are ways you can keep yourself completely safe on Windows 7. So there's this firewall that no one talks about that I use. It is called Outpost Firewall Pro. So the last version of this firewall was to come out in 2014. This firewall was bought by Yandex, and they took the project down. So this firewall right here, Outpost, works very well. So it might be old, but it definitely gets the job done very, very well. It is definitely the best firewall you can download for this OS. If you guys want to download this firewall, I will leave the link in the description below. So there are other things I do to take my privacy seriously. I use Malwarebytes, and I use IP Vanish if I'm doing anything sketchy, but that's also another thing to debunk, that VPNs don't give you, they don't give you extra privacy. They basically just mask your IP address. Like, say you don't want your ISP to see what you're doing, that's what a VPN does. Like, it's not going to make you not get malware. But that kind of ends that end of the reasoning for why I use it. And for the final reason, I just use it because I can. I mean, everything is completely, perfectly usable on this operating system. I don't really play games anymore, but I might play some Black Ops 3 or BattleBit every here and there, and it works perfectly fine. I mean, in my opinion, I find that there's less input delay on this OS than there is for 10 or 11. This OS just runs perfectly fine. It's what I'm used to. It's what I grew up on. It's the OS I just love using. So when will I upgrade to? The question is, I'm not going to be upgrading my Windows version. I'm probably just going to switch over to Arch or Gentoo once this OS is completely unusable. And you guys might be saying, "Oh, that's probably when things like Steam end support." So I've been doing research, and people are saying that there is going to be a way to get Steam up and running after end of life. So that will be a interesting topic to talk about maybe in a few months. But we'll just have to see what happens. There we go. Finally, my OBS is back to full FPS. Thank Jesus himself. Alright, well that's going to end the video today. That's all I wanted to talk about. The reason why I still use this amazing operating system in the year 2023. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will see you in the next one. If there is one. I might just go over to Rumble, but I probably will make a few more.